An entomologist studies insects. A coleopterist studies beetles. At the California Academy of Sciences, we have a nebriologist. Dave Kavanaugh has been studying a group of beetles called nebria for 41 years. That's because he finds these creepy crawlies in places he likes to hang out.
Nebria is a large genus that's found around the northern hemisphere in cool and cold places, at high latitudes, high altitudes, and in areas that are temperate. Never found in really warm places, unless there's some special little cold corner that they can hide out in.
8 to 10% of this type of beetle live at high elevations, and these are the ones Dave likes best.
What really interests me is that they are relics from the Ice Age. And many of them, especially those that are most cold adapted, are really just hanging on, waiting for the next Ice Age to come. The other thing that's special about them is that their entire metabolism is adapted to work at very low temperatures.
Other bugs aren't so well equipped, which is a good thing for the ice beetles.
So they're dependent on what the wind brings them. And as you know, as air heats, it rises. And it rises up mountains and carries with it anything that's flying around in that air mass. And as that air moves up the mountain, it tends to stop rising, eventually cools off, and what's in that air drops out onto the surface of the rocks or snow. When it lands on the snow, if it's a live insect, then it generally becomes immobilized because it's not used to being in such a cold place.
But these beetles only come out at night, and that means so does Dave.
Well, these beetles are active mainly at night, and during the day they spend their time hiding. So when I first started collecting these beetles, I spent all of my time in the daytime trying to find where they were hiding. And in certain parts of the world, this is extremely difficult because they hide deep in masses of huge boulders, especially in the Sierra Nevada of California. So they were almost impossible to find. But then I realized that they were nocturnal and active at night, so I started going out at night to find them.
So that's what Dave has been doing since 1967, collecting these beetles and finding new species along the way. Studying this genus Nebria has been his life's work, and he's the expert. He's the one person people come to when they have questions about these beetles.
Someone sent me a couple of specimens from the Grand Canyon that were quite clearly something I'd never seen before, and quite clearly a new species, new to science as well as new to me. So that was a little bit unnerving. Now I realize that my days of field work are probably not over, and I need to go see what's in these other areas.
That's the exciting thing about being a scientist. You're always discovering new things. It's ongoing, even for those who have a very specific field of study.
Because I've spent virtually my whole life studying this particular group of beetles, Nebria, I consider myself a nebriologist first and foremost, rather than an entomologist.